You're now tuned into the number one independent radio show in Connecticut. Titanium Radio. On 89.9 QFM Hartford.
I am DJ QT. This is Titanium Radio on 89.9 QFM. Shout out to B. Davis. Shout out to Fuji. Shout out to Darius. Shout out to all the listeners out there, man. Yeah, I definitely appreciate you for tuning in right now. And I'm back with another special guest in the building. Another special guest in the building. We got Toya, top floor Toya. However you want to say it. She's from the top floor ENT. Shout out to Craig G. Shout out to everybody in top floor. But yeah, we got Toya top floor. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. How you feeling?
Man, I'm great. You know, every day on earth is a blessing.
That's
so
right. Gotta thank the man upstairs.
Yeah, I made it. I'm here. I'm happy and blessed.
Right,
you know?
right.
You know, so how are you today?
I'm doing amazing. I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? God's amazing. Yeah, I'm thankful to be here. Shout out to Titanium Radio. You know what I'm saying? Because I always see you guys, and I love everything that you're doing. To push the culture forward. So I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate that. You're welcome, and we're glad that you're able to make it today. You know? So we're here to talk about Unknown Plugs CT.
Yes,
correct?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
you got it right.
That's a show that you have.
Yes.
And that's on the Top Floor app?
It is. So Unknown Plug CT. A lot of people know me for promoting. I'm a part of the Top Floor brand, promoting with DJ Craig G. He has a Top Floor Entertainment app. I recently branched out in April and started a diverse music review show. And I feel like what's going to separate, or what I feel like separates my show apart from other music review shows, is that it's for all type of music. It's for all genres. Not just hip hop, not just R&B. I listen to rock and roll. I listen to jazz. I listen to a lot of different things. And, you know, because some artists feel like, you know, I may not be able to get on Hot 93.7. You know, come on over here. I'm the queen of the top floor. I'm the next best thing next to Craig G. And shout out to everybody at 93.7. I don't work for 93.7, but, you know, they all know me. Shout out to Jenny, Buck. Shout out to Michi. Yeah, so I have a passion for artists, for businesses. A lot of people know me, like I said, for promoting. So I was helping someone with what they had going on a podcast, and I just decided to branch out. Like I said, I need to do more, and this is what I'm doing. And I think I done found my niche.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's always good finding dope unsigned artists.
Absolutely. There's so many.
Yes.
There's so many. Like, so many. I'd be so honored. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when I hear something fire from an unsigned artist, and you know that not many people have heard it, and you be like, man, I got some heat on my hands. I don't know how I'm gonna showcase this to other people, but nah, it's a dope feeling, because you get, sometimes you are part of the beginning stages of something great.
Absolutely. And my show is becoming like the home of the exclusives where artists are. But by the way, we tapping into season 4, February 26th. We back. I done took 2 months off, me and the team. Shout out to the team, and I'll definitely shout. All right, yeah. See that? Yeah. This is why I belong here tonight. Oh yeah, I done took 2 months off, and I said I wasn't coming back until, you know, we set some, you know, up the score a little bit, and here we are, and I'm just really blessed. And you know, towards the end of the show, I'll shout out all my team and the people that make this all possible, because, you know, Toya Top Floor can never do this by herself. That's just crazy. I have a team, and I'm really blessed that they believed in, you know, what I'm doing, and believe in artists, because if they didn't believe in artists, they wouldn't be a part of what I have going on. So I'm just really blessed that God, you know, put my team together pretty much. Really blessed.
Definitely. No, that's dope.
Yeah.
Definitely having a team around you is definitely a blessing.
Absolutely.
So if Unknown Plug CT had a theme song that described the show's energy and mission, what song would that be?
Wow, no one's ever asked me that. Yeah. Come on. If I had a song, I'm going to go with Bring 'Em Out. Bring 'Em Out, bring 'em out. Let's go with T.I. I don't know, kind of only thing that came to my mind right now. You know what I'm saying? Because we bringing out the new artists. We bringing out DJs and engineers and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so Bring 'Em Out. I feel like every time me and shout out to my co-host, Producer School, shout out to the Hub in Bridgeport as well. Yeah, I feel like every time we go to record or we on the set is Bring 'Em Out. We bringing out new music. We bringing out new artists that are not in just Connecticut. Sometimes I feel like calling my show Unknown Plug, like New England or something like that, because it's literally getting a lot of love out of state. Like I have artists tapping in and paying feature artist fee packages to come on. Like I have someone from Cali and just a lot of artists tapping in. But yeah, we bringing them out. Let's go with T.I.
That's what's up. So what inspired the creation of Unplugged CT? Was there a moment where you said the culture needs this?
Yeah, I seen, for me, like I said, a lot of artists and, you know, they feel like, you know, their biggest thing to do is to hurry up and get on the radio. But there's so many other things that come before that. My show is not, it's a platform to push music, but it's also like a university. I almost like it. I'm going to get t-shirts made probably called University of UPC, Unknown Plug CT, because my platform is also showing and teaching artists certain things that they need. Believe it or not, there's a lot of artists, and I won't call y'all out because I love y'all, but there's a lot of artists, and I won't say a lot, but there are some artists that don't have EPKs. They don't have write-ups. They don't have certain things that I really thought that a lot of them would have because they've been in this field for a long time. And once I found out after doing 3 seasons that some of y'all didn't have that, some of the artists didn't have that, I created package deals. Because you could be highlighted on my show for free, or you could come on and feature as an artist, and that's you getting an interview. And I have 3 different packages, so y'all artists tap in. But my packages are not just any type of packages. They offer a lot of different things that you artists need. And I realized that as I started season 1, it's like, okay, I'm still getting in the groove. I've never been a host before in my life, first of all. If you know my story, you know I never even been a promoter before. Something I grew into, and shout out to the heavy hitter DJ Craig G, just taking me under his wing, starting the Top Floor app, and seeing me promoting and thought I was a promoter. And literally it was like, you know, you want to come and be a part of what I got going. This is during the pandemic. He started the app because it was a lot of his friends and a lot of artists that couldn't get their music out or their businesses were shutting down. And they was like, what are we going to do? So Craig G created the Top Floor Entertainment app, which promotes artists and businesses. And yeah, so I see the need, and I just was like I said, I was helping somebody with what they had going on, and then it was just like, you know what, I want to branch out and do something different. And shout out to my sisters, Cherry Coop and Hami Mami. They was like, Toya, you got an ear for music, and something that I've heard a lot. You know, I almost wanted to tap into being an A&R too. I was just like, you know what, I'm on the top. We on top floor. Let's take it to another level. And I think I'm going to start this music review show. I wasn't really sure if I was going to do it. And I just woke up one day and I was just like, I told my boyfriend, I was like, I'm going to do it. And here we are, you know. So I'm really thankful that I feel like it is something that the culture needs, because I'm not just highlighting hip hop and R&B. I'm highlighting rock and roll. I have some bands coming on. We got pop, we have jazz. So yeah, I feel like, you know, let's have something that has all genres of music. Yeah, I want our artists to feel welcome. And when you come on Unknown Plug CT, you're gonna get that vibe for sure.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. So how did you and producer Scoops connect and realize that chemistry worked together as co-hosts?
Great question. No one's ever asked me that either. Funny thing, producer Scoobs was supposed to be my first guest. And when I reached out to him, he was like, you starting a music review show? I've been wanting to do that, but nobody has been wanting to do it. Yeah. I said, well, I'm going to do it, because when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to put my all into it. It's either all or it's going to be nothing. Either I'm doing it or I'm not doing it. Right. And I said, I'm going to do it. And he was like, I want to be a part of it. And the rest is history. Literally. Like, trust me, season 1 was not, you know, it was good, but, you know, I kind of wasn't looking at the camera. I kind of wasn't doing certain things. Yeah, and I just, every episode, the seasons, and here we are going into season 4, and me and Scoob's chemistry, that's my bro. He calls me Big Sis, and I'm really honored to have him a part of what's going on. He's respected. A lot of you artists know him. Shout out to the Hub once again. Amazing producer, amazing brother to me, and friend, and just, you know what I'm saying? I just really appreciate him. Been consistent for 3 seasons, putting up with me. I'm OCD. I'm a lot of different things. So it's not the easiest. And I have a team of men. I grew up around, I was a tomboy. So I could be like in a room full of men and I'm just like, you know, the sis, stuff like that. So I really thank God for Scoop. So yeah, and our chemistry is just, it was just like I said, God just put my team together and he started with him. So shout out to you, bro.
Definitely. That's dope. We came across as a guest.
Yeah, it's supposed to be my first guest. It was like
into a opportunity.
Yeah, who would have thought, right?
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
No, that's fire. That's fire. But what does the name Unknown Plug represent to you?
A lot of people ask me why I named it Unknown Plug. And I'm gonna actually tell you where the name came from. Shout out to Diz Majiz. He does a lot of different graphics for a lot of different celebrity DJs. He does a lot, so shout out to him. He had been knowing me since I started with Craig G on the Top Floor app, and he actually didn't do my logo for Unknown Plug, but at the time I reached out to him. He did my Top Floor Entertainment, my Top Floor. I have a Top Floor Toya Top Floor logo, and he did that for me. And I reached back out to him, and I'm like, you know, I need something. I don't really know what I'm gonna name my show. I'm kind of just, you know, I don't know. And I was talking to him about one thing, that started talking about how I was going to do my show. And he was like, you know, Toya, you've been working with Craig since 2015, you know, this amount of time. You kind of unknown, but you're not really unknown. A lot of people know you. And I don't know, that just stuck with me for something. And I was like, unknown. And then he's like, and he put something before he said all that. He was like, you like the plug. You may be unknown to people, but to other people, you're known. I'm like, Unknown Plug. That's it. And for a minute, I was like, I didn't know if I was going to stick with that or not. But I have an Unknown Plug because to some artists that are out there, you may be unknown to other people, but you're not. And I feel like being unknown, there's a mystery behind that. You know what I'm saying? So unknown, and you're going to put the plug together with the music. Let's put it all together. Now, you know what I'm saying? People know who you are. So I just kind of ran with that. It kind of stuck with it. And here we are, Unknown Plug. So I'm kind of the plug. And shout out to Fuego Bass. He gave me one of my first promo drops. And he was like, it makes sense to be the plug. How do you say it? Damn, hopefully I'm saying it right. It makes sense to be unknown when you're the plug. And I kind of had to think about that. I'm like, you know what? That goes together. Shout out to you, Fuego Bass. I just ran with it, and here we are.
Nah, that was a fire drop.
Yeah, he definitely said that. He did one of my first promo drops, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bass, man.
Yeah.
I'll be seeing him tomorrow.
Yeah, word.
Nah, definitely. For artists listening right now who want to be featured on Unknown Plug CT, what should they be doing today to get noticed?
Ooh, your consistency. Invest. Let me tell you something. Consistency will get you in rooms that money won't. I'm telling you that right now. I'm not saying it's going to do that all the time. You got to work hard. You invest in yourself. You know, and don't get me wrong. It's dope to want to be on the radio, but there's so many other things. Get on events where you see these DJs at. Shout out to Jenny Boom Boom. Shout out to Just Vic, her husband. They do something. And shout out to Jay Coop, my bro. Shout out to Smoke Central too. They do an event every month where it's called the Remy Boom Boom. And they had an event last month where it was the best DJs of New England. Yep. And I was kind of wondering why some of you artists weren't there, because y'all want y'all music to be heard. And that was the perfect place. They literally had legendary DJs. Technician to DJ, if you don't know, yo tech, let's make this ish happen, because we can't swear up here. That's Deluxe's DJ.
Yeah.
He DJs for Rakim. Like, he DJs for a lot of different DJs. DJ Chubby Chub is a DJ for 50 Cent. Yep. All these different DJs was in the building, and I got promo drops from all of them. But you have to show up. You can't expect DJs, and it's not all on the DJs. Y'all got to be where these people is at. Not be annoying, but almost. Show up, do the work. And I noticed that artists sometimes feel like because they think they're good, and you are good. Some of you are, some of y'all are, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta perfect that. You know what I'm saying? You have to perfect that. Show up to these events when opportunity calls. I know life be life, and try to be available for them, because some opportunities you just won't get again. So, you know, be present, be omnipresent with things. And for my show, like I said, you could be highlighted for free, or I have featured packages for artists to come on, interviews. It includes studio time. It includes write-ups. So yeah, you know, and I want artists to feel important. I want them to feel like, because here's the thing, my cup of tea may not be your cup of tea. And even though you may not like that rock and roll song, there's other people that like rock and roll. So for me, I seen artists like, dang, you know, like, I be working so hard, I don't get noticed for certain stuff. You know, you will if you keep putting in the work. And just because you don't get noticed then, don't mean stop. That mean go harder.
Right.
You know, like, you know, people probably think from my show that, you know, it's a blessing, don't get me wrong, to be attached to Craig G. But Craig G, DJ Craig G was already a legend. So for me, I had to, like, you know, really show that, you know, okay, I'm on top floor, but for me, I kind of felt like I got to show people why Craig put me on top floor. So it was like, okay, I'm next to a legend, that's cool, but Toya, what are you going to do? You got to work hard. You got to do something to stand out. Or, I mean, it really wasn't hard because it's my passion. And for Craig G to see that in me, when there's other promoters he could have paid for that have been doing this longer than me, that said something. And you know why he noticed me? I feel like it's because I kept consistent. I was just sharing people's stuff. Like, I'm not no promoter. And when he reached out to me, like, you got to be a promoter, I said no. And I tell this story all the time. I had Craig G FaceTime me because I didn't believe that he really wanted me to be a part of Top Floor. I'm like, this man's a legend. He could hire somebody that been doing this for years, but that man seen something in me. And shout out to you, big bro. He already know that I can't repay him enough, you know, for giving me the opportunity. You know, but I work hard. So when I presented him with my show, he was like, Toya, of course. You've been with me. And mind you, when he started the app, he had a team of like 10 different people, and it was, I represented Waterbury, this person represented Hartford, and what he did was he allowed you to create like package deals for businesses and stuff, and kind of you be an entrepreneur, and whatever package deal you created, you would, you know, split it with him, whatever. But he really wanted to see who kind of had that. And out of those 10 people, there was people that got frustrated. I was getting businesses and companies, and they was like, are you schooling her on how to talk to these people? How is she signing up these businesses or getting these artists to promote? But it's because I be outside. I go to these establishments. You know, I talk to these artists. I do the work, the footwork. You got to do the footwork. Don't skip any steps. I'm telling you right now. You skip steps, and it's going to skip over some of the things for you. You know, don't do that. Just do the groundwork, even if it feels like, dang, it's going to take a long time before I do that. Trust me. I'm trying to tell you, you're going to see results. And my show is proof of it. I started in April, and I've been working hard ever since. I don't care if I am attached to Craig, I still got to work hard. This is a new platform that I have to get out to the people. So I would, you know, go to different events. I would show up places. I would do different things. And here I am going into season 4. I have partnership. And when I say partnership, I have paid sponsors. And it's not just about the money. It's about we are uniting to push the culture forward. And people understand my vision. When I talk, they like, Toya, there's a passion within you. But this ain't no made up. I really love doing this. I really want to help artists as long as you are helping yourself. I can't do the work. I'm not an artist. Right. I'm not an artist. So, you know, I'm just really blessed to be here. And I just say, like I said, don't skip no steps, y'all. Do what you need to do. Put in the work, put in the time, do what you got to do, because you're going to see the results. I'm an example. I'm a witness. Trust me. So, yeah.
So what separates Unknown Plug CT from a typical podcast or interview platform?
I would say, well, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't know, and I could be wrong, and correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if there's any music review shows that highlight all genres of music. If there is, please correct me. And if I'm wrong, I apologize right now on air.
Yours is the first that I know that
right? That's what I'm saying.
Outside of the norm of what you usually see of hip hop and
right,
R&B.
right.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much where I want to come from, because I love Maroon 5, I love Blink 182. I'm over here with Bon Jovi. I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff. Trust me, I love hip hop and R&B. That's, home base, but those artists are just as great. So, and I want to shine a light on them because there's so many different genres that don't get highlighted, and I just don't understand that. So if I have to be the one to do it, I am. So I would say that's what separates my show, is that I'm going to be introducing different genres of music. And I've already done it. I done had reggae. I done had reggaeton. I haven't had rock and roll, but that's coming. And jazz, that's coming too. Season 4 is going to be so different from the other seasons that y'all have seen. It's going to be a lot structured. It's going to have a lot of surprises in it. And I'm throwing different segments in, which means I'm going to have different places I'm going to be and commercials. And I'm so excited. I don't want to tell y'all too much. Y'all just got to tap in. February, 26, DJ QT, his birthday. We going up.
No, definitely.
We going up.
That's going to be a legendary.
Yes, you better know it.
But what makes an artist stand out to you when they sit in your chair?
Wow. I feel like they're I would say when artists have come on my show, what has drawn me to a lot of them is I feel like when they talk about how hard they've worked, their consistency that they've put in. When I have so many different artists on my show, and I'm gonna be honest, me and producer Schools, we really critique. In season 4, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be a Simon Cowell, from off of that American Idol, but I'm really critiquing music. If it doesn't sound right, if your lyrics is off of certain things, we're gonna tell you. And I do constructive criticism. I don't ever want anybody to feel like their craft don't mean nothing, because to me, like it may not sound, maybe it don't sound that way to them, but to somebody else it may sound amazing. So I'm big on constructive criticism because I feel like everybody needs it. And I feel like with artists, I feel like when they've come on my show, it's just their passion, what they when I do interview them, what they've done. That says a lot about you. If you're outside, if you're doing things, I know you're taking it seriously. If you're investing, I know you're taking it serious. And I'm sorry, you have to invest. There ain't no way of getting around that unless you have people that, I don't know. And if you have that, that's a blessing. But I'm more of wanting to do the footwork. I'm more of not wanting anybody to hand me anything. I'd rather go out there and I'd rather just go get it, because you're going to appreciate it more. So, and every artist that has come on Unknown Plug CT up until season 3 has really been impressive. I learned Hindu pop. I didn't even know that was a thing. So I'm y'all teaching me a lot, because at the end of the day, I'm not an artist. I would love to think in another life I'm a rapper. But I'm not an artist, so that's why I have producer Scoobs on the side of me. I had to bring a different feel to the show, because I also didn't want artists to think like, okay, she's promoting, she's on the top floor, like, what does she know about, being an artist and stuff. That's why I had to bring in some backup, like producer Scoobs. But I'm learning a lot. Artists, y'all teaching me a lot. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot where I can tell y'all to get y'all better. The guests that I have on for season 4, yes, I can't wait. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's what's up. I can't wait to check it out.
Yeah, let's do it.
But what are some mistakes artists make when trying to promote themselves?
Ooh, I feel like some artists. I feel like you definitely should keep content on your page for sure. Some artists don't have enough content. You definitely need to do that. And if you can't run your page, maybe look into having somebody run it, because you definitely should have something on your page all the time. If it's not on your feed, it's on your story. And I do see sometimes where there's not enough promo, and then you go dropping a song, you didn't give it enough promo, you go dropping another song. You didn't give enough promo. That confuses people. You know what I'm saying? Like, stick with one record. Stick with one thing and try to build that up. And then move on to the next thing. Sometimes I see artists a little bit too scattered, and that gets confusing to me, because I'm like, I was feeling that record. Why didn't we give it a little bit more? You feel me?
Why didn't you shoot a music video?
Yeah, why didn't you shoot a music video? There's so many different things that you can do with your content. There's so many. You can be having your record playing and you sitting in the car. You can be having your record playing you in the grocery store. There's so many different things, and TikTok can show you all these things.
I was just about to say, you can start a TikTok challenge.
Yeah, so there's really no excuse to why I feel like your content shouldn't be up. I run 4 pages, so like, yeah, there ain't no excuse. Work 2 different jobs back to back for the state, so it's like there ain't no excuse. It's no holds bar. If you're gonna do this, go full force with it, or don't do it at all. You know, don't waste people's time. Just don't do things of that nature. You feel what I'm saying? Nah. That's all I'm saying. Nah,
I hear you with that.
For real.
You do not want to waste people's
time.
time.
Yeah. People's time is precious. You know what I'm saying? And you want to do the right things by it. So.
Yeah, nah, for sure. So for the listeners that, for the listeners who may not be artists, but support the culture, what's the best way fans can support independent platforms like yours?
Wow. Definitely. These some great questions.
Thank you.
You getting me stumped right now. Say it one more time. Repeat the question one more time. I want to make sure I answer it.
For listeners who may not be artists, but support the culture, what's the best way fans can support independent platforms like yours? Share
content that we have. I would say that's probably tap in. Listen to what people have going on, the artists. My platform, like I said, and I appreciate. We almost at 200 subscribers. We building it up. I don't even care if it's not that high. I'm happy that 200 people thought enough to tap in every single week with Unknown Plug CT. Feedback. I think feedback is very important. I think you shouldn't, and that's why I think constructive criticism is. You should welcome that. I have my team around me and Craig G and shout out to Super Producer Self, and I will shout out everybody that is a part of Unknown Plug. But Super Producer Self, really quickly, I want to tap into him. He's an executive producer of Shade 45. This man has had over 40 years of experience. He has produced for some of like a lot of celebrities. Actually, French Montana, Max B, he just produced like a couple records on that album. And you know, it's just important to support. It's important to share. It's important to, you know, have people around you that can say, hey, you know, you shouldn't do that, or you shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Those type of things are important. So I think when you are supporting anybody, sharing their content is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Share goes a long way. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you. It'll go a long way because you have people on your page that I don't have. So when you sharing it, I'm going to get your viewers. They're going to be like, hey, I didn't know about Unknown Plug CT. Hey, I didn't know about Titanium Radio. There's some people that don't know about Titanium Radio, but they're going to know off of Unknown Plug. You know what I'm saying? And I hope to get all of you guys on Unknown Plug CT to come, you know, vibe out and have an episode.
I'm around.
Yeah, we're gonna hook that up. We're gonna make that happen for season 4, actually.
Definitely. Okay.
How about that?
Let's do that.
How about that?
Let's do that for sure. Nah, and on air networking.
Yeah.
How important is networking versus raw talent in today's
Oh
industry?
My gosh. That puts me back in a space where you need to be omnipresent and outside. Do you know how many people I have met just from networking? Shout out to SNS. If you know DJ, the famous legendary DJ SNS. His son SNS is a rapper and he is fire. He has one of the #1 records out on Hot 97. Shout out to Capella Gray. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. They have a record called Take Care, but SNS is fire, and I sponsored his album release birthday party 2 weeks ago in Queens. I never been to Queens before in my life. I've been to the city, but I've never been to Queens. I went to Queens, and when I tell you he had an upstairs and downstairs with the club. The upstairs had all media outlets. I met Rough Rider Radio. I met so many different people, but I'm like that. Even in local spaces, I go to different places and I network because you don't know who you're gonna meet. You don't know who knows that person. You don't know who knows who. So, and I don't just go there for that, but I go there because I love to meet new people. I want people to know about Unknown Plug CT. If you're an artist, producer, DJ, whatever you got going on, restaurant, whatever you got going on, the footwork before we had radios and stuff, guess what people used to do? And shout out to Big Mike, putting flyers on cars, doing the footwork, doing things of that nature. So networking, another thing, you can meet people you don't know who you're gonna meet. That's very important. And I'm telling you, a lot of my subscribers are strangers.
Yeah.
How about that? And I met them from networking.
Yeah.
So be outside. Like I said, I can't make everything because of whatever I have going on, but I try to make myself available for things that make sense. And that's another thing. Do things that make sense for your craft. You know, if it's not lining up and it ain't making sense, why are you there? What are you doing? Don't always listen to people, right. Other people either. You got to do what you got to do for you. Know who you are before you chase exposure. That's a real big thing. Know your sound, know your music, know who you are, because like consistency really, really separates you from trends.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So networking is big. It's big. It goes into the investing basket, I feel like, for me.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of artists, not even just artists, but people in general, really feel like if I share on social media,
that's enough.
That's it.
Yeah. I hate to tell you this.
That's it. No, trust me, I know.
It's not. You gotta treat your craft like a business.
Yeah, people have to see your face.
They gotta see your face, even if you think it's annoying them. It don't matter. If they don't want to look at it, they can scroll by.
Yeah.
But there's different people online all the time. So you got to reach those people, not just locally, but reach them in other states. And you're not going to do that by just doing one thing, by sharing that. You can't do that. You got to go to some of these places. I've never been to Queens, but I went. I got some other things lined up that I ain't going to speak up, and I'm going. I done been to industry music. Shout out to a Force to Win podcast, Frank Nino, Leticia J. Listen, they have these music industry workshops. They done did them a couple times. I caught the one in Rhode Island. I caught the one we had out here at Havoc in Ansonia, I think it was at. And Frank and Leticia, no, I'm not missing anymore. I love them. So that's another great way for you artists to network, because they literally are bringing a celebrity in the building for you to talk to. You can give, and I met Havoc. I gave him merch. I went to the one in Rhode Island. I met Emilio Sparks. I gave him merch. I talked to him. I got drops. I met so many different people in Rhode Island. You know, like you